Ladies and gentlemen, now introducing your featured performer of the evening, Prentiss.
Microphone. Let me get the microphone. Everybody, how we doing tonight? Good. Wow. This is really cool because this is actually, I think, the sexiest crowd I've ever performed for. Everyone in this room is super hot. Oh my god. See, that one's funny because I'm the only person in the room. Yeah. Wait a minute, who are you? Me? Who are you? You know, I don't really think we figured that out yet. Like, I think maybe you're in your imagination. Like, maybe you're just going delusional and I'm that. How did you get in here? I just heard there was like a show going on. I was walking by, so I just decided to like walk in here and check it out, man. Yeah. Okay, are you just gonna like stay and watch the show? This was kind of just supposed to be like me in my apartment alone. Yeah, just do your thing, man. I'm excited. I should just start. Okay. So I gained 25 pounds over the quarantine, which sucks. But the good news is the camera makes you lose 50 pounds. So I promise you guys I'm eating enough. Okay, I know a lot of comments are gonna ask if I'm being like anorexic, but I promise you guys I'm getting enough food. I know I look very skinny. Are you gonna do that all night? Yeah. Okay. Anybody been reading the news lately? Cause I have not. The news is really sad. I don't actually like reading it. What I do like doing is watching movies. I watch a lot of movies now, which is cool, but it also makes me miss the movie theaters, like a lot. You know, I really miss getting like popcorn at the movie theater because it's the fattest moment we have as human beings. You know, like we walk up to the counter, we buy popcorn, and before we even pay for it, the guy sets it down and we already ate like a handful of popcorn. And then we do that like awkward walk back to the movie theater when we have our drink in one hand and our popcorn in the other, and we just kind of lick the top of the popcorn, you know, and that's not a good look for us. And then we actually get in the theater, we're watching previews, we already ate like half the popcorn before the movie even started, and we're only on like the second preview, so we have to like save it, you know, like we put it under the chair because you can't see it or else you'll eat it. And then people walk by through the aisle and you're like protecting the popcorn, making sure nobody kicks it over. Movie actually starts and like 5 minutes in, you're already done with the popcorn. And like, no matter how good the movie is, about an hour in, you're like, this is a good movie, but like, it would be so much better if I still had popcorn, you know? When I did used to go to the theater I went to used to run this Google Pixel ad that had a voiceover of like Stephen Hawking, like an old Stephen Hawking speech. And I was thinking, like, of all the celebrity voices you can replicate, I think Stephen Hawking's has to be the easiest. Like, I feel like anyone can do that. I also feel like there have to be other people who need that machine in the world. Like, there has to be other people with the Stephen Hawking voice, you know? I just think of, like, a dad at Disney World and the voice is behind him, and he's like, Stephen Hawking. And he turns around and it's just some kid in a wheelchair, and he's like, you're not Stephen Hawking. And he starts getting really mad at the kid. He's like, you'll never be Stephen Hawking. Why are you yelling at the kid, man? In the Google Pixel ad, Stephen Hawking says, so remember to always look up at the stars and never down at your feet. And it's like, yeah, man, It's easy for you to say. That was a good one. Thanks. I feel like me doing this, like recording myself in my apartment doing comedy, is like the equivalent of like athletes posting workout videos to their social media. It's just kind of like, yeah, man, that's kind of what I expected you to be doing. Speaking of athletes, if you ever like feel bad about yourself and feel like, you know, you're just having a rough day, or just feel like you're lesser in life, it's always good to remind yourself that like sometimes Patrick Mahomes has diarrhea. Like some days Patrick Mahomes is just like shitting his brains out, you know? I always find that comforting. That guy was like a Super Bowl MVP and he's worth, you know, $500 million, but sometimes he shits himself. I've had a lot of free time over quarantine, which free time's cool because you get to kind of just like explore the internet and discover random stuff. And I found something really cool the other day, actually. Get this, 75% of white babies, this is a scientific fact, 75% of white babies are ugly as shit. It's a disease called white baby syndrome. 75% of white babies suffer from it. White babies are cute in the way that like a bulldog's cute. Like it's just so fat and ugly, you just want to protect it from the world.
I like that one a lot. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll like see a family with a white baby and like they'll post it on like social media and be like, look at our baby. And I'm like, are you proud of that baby? That is one of the most kickable babies I've ever seen in my life. Speaking of babies, I think it's weird that there's never like umbilical cords on babies in movies. Like they always just come out as babies. And I feel like it's not accurate. And they always look way too clean. I feel like if you're shooting a baby, like a newborn baby, you should like dunk the baby in jelly. You should like just dunk it in a ton of jelly. And I think that'll work. This is an impression of Winnie the Pooh when he walks into Build-A-Bear Workshop. Here it is. That one's for you, man. I have a couple rules when it comes to my sex life. Like, one of my rules is don't have sex with a woman who skydives regularly. And I know that's like a weird rule when you first hear it, but like think about it, because this woman is used to plummeting to the earth at 15,000 feet in the air. My 2 to 7 inch penis could never excite her, you know? It just can't. By the way, I say 2 to 7 inches not because it like fluctuates, but just because I don't really want like my exact penis dimensions on the internet yet. I'm on Tinder, which is kind of a weird place to be mentally. And one thing that's really great about Tinder is like everybody has bios, unless you're like super hot, and then apparently you don't need bios. But everyone has bios, and they're really helpful at like knowing instantly that you don't want to talk to this person. Like I saw a bio the other day that was, I judge based on zodiac, which is like awesome. I know I never want to engage in a conversation with you. Thank you for letting me know. I also saw one that was like, I'll break your heart before you break mine, which is just like, cool. I don't really want that to happen, so I guess I won't enter into a relationship with you. But then I saw one that was, I probably like your dog more than I like you, which I thought was kind of weird. Like I get that like dogs are cool and people like dogs, but I just think it's kind of weird that you want to fuck my dog, you know? Speaking of like Tinder, social media in general, I don't understand this like fixation of like posting a story of when you're at a pool. Like people will like post pictures of their like legs and be like, I'm at a pool. And I just feel like that's kind of a weird flex because I feel like most people have access to pools. How do you think this is going, man? Is it good?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's going good so far. I like it. Yeah.
I mean, do you think people are like still watching?
Maybe people are watching, maybe they aren't. What's really important is that you're having fun, you know?
I bet my like friends or maybe have it on in the background, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess I'll get back to it.
Yeah, just get back into it, man.
Sometimes I think about like famous people that I would not want to meet because I just feel like it'd be very awkward to meet them. Like, especially when it comes to like the handshake, you know? Because like, if you met O.J. Simpson, right? I feel like you kind of have to shake O.J. Simpson's hand. If O.J. Simpson wants to shake your hand and you don't shake O.J. Simpson's hand, that can go south really quick. But then you like touch the hand and you're like, you like killed somebody with this. So that's no fun. But then I think like if I met like Louis C.K., I feel like if Louis C.K. wanted to shake my hand, it'd be pretty easy to say no. I'd just be like, no, Louis, fuck you. I don't know where that hand's been. You probably have cum on your hand, freak. And then I think of like, you know, I feel like Bill Cosby's a tough one because like, it'd be easy to say no, I'm not gonna shake your hand, Bill Cosby. But then I feel like at this point, he's been doing it for so long, he can probably just throw a roofie into my mouth. Like I bet he has that roofie precision where he can just, and it's just like in there. And then, you guys ever wake up in the morning and your shirt's off and you look in the mirror and one of your nipples is hard and the other one is soft? I don't know what you guys do in that situation, but I like to flick the other nipple so that they're both hard for like symmetry purposes. The other night I came across something called puppet porn, and it's porn where they have a puppet and then they put like a dildo where the puppet's penis would be, and then a girl fucks it, which I frankly don't even think I have a joke for, because that is insane. So, I do watch porn though. I do watch porn. And I sometimes feel bad about watching porn, but I think I justify watching porn in the same way that I like justify watching the UFC. You know, I'm like, yeah, it's sad and you probably have to be in a pretty rough mental space to be doing it. But it'd probably be a lot sadder if no one was watching, you know? Like if two guys were just beating the shit out of each other on the side of the road for $5, it would be kind of sad, but at least this way they have like lights and production value. Every time I watch porn, I'll see ads that's like, take one pill and fuck for 7 hours. And I'm like, why would you want to fuck for 7 hours? Like, I get it. Sex is great. I have it. But, you know, 7 hours? No. I kind of feel like those erection ads are the same as like when I'm buying underwear. Because like when I'm buying underwear, I'm just kind of like going through the aisles and looking at other dudes' crotches and thinking like, do I want my crotch to look like that? And I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's dick looks great in those underwear, dude. Man, I think I'm gonna buy those. Look how good his dick looks. I had a pretty crazy hookup one time. I hit this girl up at probably like 2 in the morning and she was like, hey, yeah, let's hook up. And she was like, can you come here? And I was like, yeah. But her place was like 10 minutes away and I was not in a state to drive at that point. So I had to Uber there. And the Uber there cost like $11 plus tip, which was fine because I got there and she was attractive, and that's always a good sign when you're about to hook up with somebody. And then we make out for like 3 minutes, and then she stops it, and she says, "I don't actually think I want to hook up anymore." And I was like, well, fuck. Like, that sucks for me. That means I'm doing something wrong. She was like, it's not you. Like, it's really not you. I just don't think, like, my body is going to let me do that. And I was like, okay, well, that's understandable. So, should I just, like, leave? And she was like, well, I just feel like most guys would be mad in this situation and want to leave. And I was like, sounds like you just kind of want me to leave. I'm still just kind of processing the whole situation because I wasn't expecting this to happen because you seem so adamant over the phone. But she was like, yeah, I don't know. I just like, I'm not going to give you head, and I would feel bad making you give me head. And I was like, bro, I'll give you head because I just paid $11 to come here. I'll do that just like to get my money's worth. And then she was like, it's I'm sorry, I'll pay for your Uber. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna like have you pay for my Uber because you didn't want to have sex with me. I feel like that's not morally right, So then I Ubered back, or I ordered an Uber back, and we were sitting there. She was like, I'm like, sorry about this. And I was like, I'll probably just make a stand-up set about it. It's fine. It was worth the $25, I guess, for a mediocre joke. And now you're seeing it, and so are you. How you doing, man?
I'm loving it, man. This is great.
You having a good time? You are? Man,
This is wonderful.
I think you and I are gonna be good friends after this. You want to get like a drink after this?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. We'll have some fun.
I hope so.
I was on Xbox the other day with my friends, and we were eavesdropping on my friend's conversation with his girlfriend. And he was like, do you know my friend Ben? And she was like, no, is he a man? And he was like, yeah, he's a man. And she was like, ugh, I don't like him. And it was like, you just don't like me because I'm a man? And it's weird that that's justified. Like, it's weird that, like, men are the only, white men specifically, white straight men specifically, are the only people on this earth that you can just like kind of generalize like that, and it's like okay, it's understandable, like if I was like, ugh, woman, it would be a fucking nightmare, it'd be an outrage, as it should be. But I kind of get where she's coming from. I do. One of the things I hate about men is that we're allowed to make websites. Because like nowadays I feel like if you look up like how to cure a sore throat, the like 7th option is going to be like come. Another thing that guys do that really make me mad is like sometimes I'll hear guys justifying the fact that women have like periods and they have to go through like pregnancy because they have better orgasms, apparently. Like, they'll be like, yeah, they have periods and have to get pregnant and worry about all that shit. But they have better orgasms, so it's okay. And I don't know where that came from. And honestly, I don't know if there's a way to even test that. But I like the way I orgasm, personally. I don't think I would trade it. Like, I've had some pretty good orgasms, you know what I mean? And the best part is, I can orgasm like that. Like, it's not a process. It can happen so easily. And I don't think I would trade that for anything. I am a white man. And being a white man is hard. People don't understand that. Being a white man is hard, mainly because I think that white men should only be allowed to have opinions on like 2 things. I think white men should only be allowed to have opinions on 2 things, and it should be golf and like mayonnaise. And I think that's it. I think every conversation between white guys should just be like, Hey, Bill, you see the golf last night? No. Eat any mayo lately? I had some Chipotle mayo. Hey, man! Don't talk about Chipotle mayo! That's not regular mayo. You know white people can't talk about Chipotle mayo. It is Hellman's mayo only. I see a lot of white people try to justify their racism sometimes. Like they'll get called out on saying something racist and they'll be like, no, I have a ton of black friends. And it's bullshit, you know, because I feel like as white people, we have all the privilege in the world. And the one thing we shouldn't be allowed to do is explain away our racism. You know, like that's it. Actually, there is one place where white people are allowed to explain away their racism and get away with it. Court.
That was great. That was awesome. That was great. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. No, honestly, I appreciate it. It means a lot that you did that. Okay. I've been having a pretty hard time lately. And, you know, it's just like you let me into your home and I'm just so grateful, man, because that was really special. That was really special. So thank you.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. If you watch this long, well, you are probably a really sad person. And I hope you find help. My name is Prentiss. Thank you so much.